Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Story and Motivation English. Today, I made a brave decision. I told myself, Sam, from now on, you will think in English all day. And my brain said, no, absolutely not. Try again tomorrow.
Oh no. What happened this time?
Well, I woke up this morning in New York, ready to start fresh. I looked out the window and tried to think, what a beautiful day. But my brain replied, what a, nice something. Okay, I quit.
That's relatable. A lot of learners tell me, I understand English, but thinking in English, that feels impossible.
Exactly. I tried again while making breakfast. I looked at my toast and thought, toast. I love toast. Wait, is this thinking in English? Am I doing it right? I felt like I deserved a trophy just for thinking about bread.
And honestly, that's perfectly normal. Thinking in English feels strange at first because your brain has spent years thinking in your native language. It's like trying to switch the operating system on your mind.
Yes, it's like my brain is running on Mind OS version 1 and English thinking is Mind OS version 3 and the update keeps failing.
But the good news is, thinking in English isn't magic. It's not a talent. It's a small daily habit, something you can train step by step.
And today, we're going to show you exactly how to build that habit without pressure, without stress, and without your brain screaming system error.
Stay with us, my friend. This might be the episode that finally makes English feel natural inside your mind.
Let's get started. All right, Emma, after that whole my brain refused to think in English situation this morning, I realized something important. Thinking in English isn't just a language challenge, it's a mental habit. And honestly, my mind feels like it's still living on yesterday's settings.
That's normal. Most learners aren't struggling because their English is bad. They struggle because their brain is used to thinking in one language for 20, 30, 40 years. Switching to English doesn't happen instantly. It feels like trying to switch from driving on the right side of the road to the left. Possible, but weird at first.
Exactly. For example, when I'm walking through a grocery store here in Chicago and I see apples, my brain doesn't think apple right away. It thinks, hey, those look good. Wait, think in English, Sam. Apple. It's like my mind keeps pressing the wrong button.
And that's what most people experience. They understand English when they read it. They understand English when they hear it. But their thoughts still default to their native language because that's what the brain knows best.
And the frustrating part is the brain tries to translate everything first. Like this morning, I tried to think, I'm running late, but instead, my brain started building a whole grammar puzzle. Late, running, am I, what's the order, who invented English, why am I alive?
Yes, translation mode is slow, messy, and stressful. Thinking in English is fast and clean, but you only get there by making English a normal part of your everyday thoughts.
Kind of like how people living in Europe switch between languages all the time. You hear someone in Amsterdam speak Dutch with their family, English with tourists, and maybe German with their coworker, and they don't even think about it.
Exactly. It's not magic. It's exposure and habit. The brain adapts to what it hears and uses the most.
So the real problem isn't lack of intelligence, it's lack of training.
Yes, your brain isn't refusing English. It just hasn't been trained to use it automatically. Think of it like the gym. If you've only trained one muscle your whole life, the other one feels weak. Not broken, just untrained.
I like that analogy. So thinking in English is basically mental fitness.
Exactly. And just like fitness, you don't start with a marathon. You start with a walk. Thinking in English begins with tiny mental steps.
But here's something I know many learners wonder. why does my brain freeze even when I know the words in English?
Because the brain is used to processing the world through your first language. When you see a tree, your brain has labeled it using your native language since childhood. So when you try to label it in English, your brain has to override years of automatic labeling. That takes time.
So it's not a skill problem, it's a wiring problem.
Yes. And wiring can be changed with repetition. The more you associate what you see, feel, and do with English, the faster the rewiring happens.
I've noticed that when I travel in Europe, especially in places like Denmark or Sweden, people switch to English without even thinking. Their brain doesn't translate, it just goes straight to English.
Because they've grown up hearing both languages in daily life. Their brain has two active thinking routes. You can train your mind the same way, even if you live in the US or anywhere else, by surrounding yourself with English thoughts intentionally.
So the real problem is not lack of English, it's the habit of thinking in their old language.
Exactly. And another big reason is fear. Fear of sounding strange. Fear of forming broken sentences. Fear of making mistakes even inside their own mind.
I love that you mentioned that. Thinking is private. No one can hear your thoughts. No one is judging the grammar of your brain.
Yes, your inner voice doesn't need perfect grammar. It just needs English. Even if it's simple, even if it's short, even if it's messy.
This makes thinking in English suddenly feel so much more possible.
And it is. Once you know the steps, the little things you can do every day, everything becomes easier. Your brain won't switch instantly, but it will change. Slowly, naturally, consistently.
I can't wait for that. And I want our friend listening to feel the same, because thinking in English isn't something you wait for, it's something you build.
Exactly. And the next part will show you exactly how to build it with simple habits, practical tricks, and real exercises you can do anytime, anywhere.
All right, let's take our friend into the how-to part.
Let's do it.
All right, Emma, let's step into the part everyone is waiting for, the real how-to. How do we actually train the brain to think in English? What does it look like in real life?
The first thing to understand is this. Thinking in English starts small. People imagine thinking in English means creating long, complicated thoughts like, I believe the economic situation will improve next quarter. But no, that's not where you start. You start with simple everyday thoughts like, I'm hungry. It's cold. I like this. My coffee tastes great.
That already feels easier. Like if I step outside here in Boston and feel the cold wind, I can think, it's freezing today. Instead of, okay, brain, translate the temperature now.
Exactly. The goal is not perfection. It's immediacy. Your thoughts don't need to be impressive. They just need to appear in English first before translation.
But many learners struggle because their native language jumps in automatically, like a little voice interrupting everything.
And that's where the first big technique comes in. Name what you see. Wherever you are, your room, your office, a bus stop in London, a cafe in Lisbon, look around and name things in English in your mind. Chair, laptop, street, car, coffee. Simple. This rewires your brain faster than you think.
It's kind of like labeling the world in English, a mental English sticker on everything.
Exactly. You're teaching your brain this object connects to this English word. No translation necessary.
Okay, what's the next step? How do we go beyond one-word thoughts?
The next step is micro-sentences. Tiny thoughts. Short, direct. Think in 3 to 5 word sentences. I need water. This feels nice. I'm a little tired. I like this song. These short thoughts help your brain build automatic English patterns.
This is very doable.
I can think those kinds of sentences even before my morning coffee.
That's the point. Thinking in English should feel easy, natural, almost effortless.
But what about actions? Can I think about what I'm doing as I'm doing it?
Yes, that's one of the most powerful methods. Narrate your actions in your mind. It sounds simple, but it trains reflexes quickly. When you stand up, I'm standing. When you walk into your kitchen, I'm walking to the kitchen. When you make breakfast, I'm cooking. I'm making toast. I'm pouring coffee. This is how children learn languages. They connect actions with words.
My thoughts are definitely going to sound like a nature documentary, but I love it.
Documentary-style English is perfect. The point is consistency, not creativity.
Now, here's something I want to ask. What do we do when the brain insists on translating? Because sometimes it feels unstoppable.
Then you switch to a different technique, the image link. Instead of thinking in your native language first, look at the object or imagine it. See the image. Then connect it directly to the English word. Image to English. No middle step.
So it's like teaching your brain a new route, a faster one.
Exactly. It's mental rewiring. At first, the old route feels faster because you've used it for years. But the moment your brain gets used to the new one, it becomes the default.
What about inner conversations? Can learners talk to themselves inside their minds?
Yes, absolutely. But only in simple lines at first. Don't create long, complicated dialogues. Start with small self-talk, like, where's my phone? Let's go. I should eat. This looks fun. I need a break. People underestimate how powerful inner self-talk is.
That's actually the way many multilingual friends I have think. They switch languages internally depending on the situation.
Yes, the brain responds to patterns. If you give it English patterns, it will start using them automatically.
Let's give our friend a quick challenge, something they can do right now.
Great idea. Here it is. Take 10 seconds. Look at something around you. Anything. A window. A book. Your coffee. Your phone. Now think one small English sentence about it. Just one. I like this phone. The window is open. My coffee smells good. Done.
That's it? Just that?
Just that, because that one tiny thought is how the habit begins.
I love this. It's so simple that no one can say, I don't have time. You can think in English while waiting for a light to turn green, or standing in line at a bakery, or riding the subway in Berlin.
Exactly. Thinking in English doesn't require a classroom. It requires moments, and you already have those moments every day.
Now, let's talk about mistakes. Because people always ask, what am I doing wrong?
The biggest mistake is trying to think in long, perfect sentences. Thoughts don't need perfect grammar. Native speakers think in fragments all the time. We think coffee, need coffee, not I believe I would benefit from a warm caffeinated beverage.
Exactly. Another mistake is judging your own thoughts. Thinking isn't a test. It's not graded. No one sees it, so don't pressure yourself inside your own mind.
Another mistake is practicing once, then expecting instant results. Thinking in English grows like a plant, slowly, quietly, every day, not all at once.
And maybe the most dangerous mistake, comparing yourself to others.
Oh, yes. Everyone's brain learns differently. Some people pick it up fast. Others need more time. Both are okay. You're not behind. You're on your own path.
Emma, before we wrap this up, let's give our friend a few more sentence ideas to practice thinking right now.
Sure. Here's a few. I'm learning. This is easy. I feel good today. I'm doing my best. It's a nice day. I can do this. These small thoughts build confidence.
Let me add a few. I'm ready for this. I want to grow. I'm getting better. My English is improving.
Perfect. These are the kinds of thoughts that help English become part of your mind.
And honestly, thinking in English is the moment you stop learning English, the subject, and start living English, the language.
Exactly. And our friend listening is already doing it right now.
All right, Emma, let's take them into the conclusion. All right, my friend, we're now at the end of today's episode, and honestly, I feel encouraged. Thinking in English used to feel like this big, mysterious challenge, but now it feels simple, something you can actually start doing today.
Yes, and I hope our friend listening feels lighter too, because thinking in English is not about mastery or perfection. It's about tiny thoughts, tiny moments, tiny decisions your brain makes during the day.
And the beautiful part is those tiny moments create a big shift over time. You won't even notice it at first, but suddenly you'll be walking through a store or sitting on a train in Paris or making breakfast in your kitchen, and your mind will whisper something in English, naturally, without trying. That's when you know it's working.
Exactly. It doesn't happen in 1 week. It happens through consistency, naming what you see, creating small sentences in your mind, connecting images to English words, narrating your actions, and staying curious.
And one day, without thinking about it, you'll say something to yourself like, I need coffee, or this looks great, or I'm ready. And you'll realize that thought came in English automatically.
That moment is powerful. It's the moment when English stops being a school subject and becomes a part of who you are.
And remember, my friend, your English thoughts do not have to be perfect. Your inner voice isn't being graded. Thinking is private, and it's allowed to be simple, broken, funny, messy, as long as it's in English.
Yes, give yourself permission to be imperfect. Perfection blocks progress, but curiosity builds fluency.
And speaking of curiosity, we want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what English thought did you have today? It could be something tiny, like, I'm tired, or something fun, like, I want pizza.
We read every comment and we love seeing your progress. Your journey inspires us too.
And if today's episode helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to think in English more naturally.
Thank you for spending your time with us today. You showed up. That already makes you stronger. Keep practicing, keep thinking, and keep believing in your growth.
Your English mind is waking up, my friend, one small thought at a time.
See you in the next episode.